Hello! Welcome to our CAS Project student interviews, where we hope to inspire you by sharing student stories of their time through their CAS experiences. It is true that CAS is a big undertaking as an IB/DP student, and you should expect the CAS project itself to take plenty of effort. But why? To focus on things that you can't necessarily learn in the classroom, sometimes referred to as soft skills. Not necessarily what you know, but how do you do things. Additionally, CAS asks you to pay attention to yourself and to contemplate and demonstrate personal development throughout the process. And of course, no CAS experience is going to be the same, but CAS and the IB does have a strong recommended structure for you to follow. The 5 stages of CAS, or IPARD, will guide you through CAS experiences, and especially when planning a collaborative CAS project, as we will be discussing today. And while this is a lot to take in at first, remember that CAS is here for you, to help you develop more skills and be even more prepared for collaborative projects in your future. Every year at CAS Trips, we celebrate and reward students on creative CAS project ideas. So today, we would like to introduce you to the winning project from 2019, A Brighter Future Led by Nature. As the students have all finished their secondary studies and have now begun university, we are very thankful that Abbas has had time to come back to us and reflect on his group's experiences. This project is a great example of the range expected of you when putting together a CAS project. So I would like to introduce Abbas to give a little bit more information about what he and his group did.
Our project was called A Brighter Future Led by Nature. It's an initiative which aims to provide sustainable jobs in the sector of seaweed farming to women who are unable to support their family, whilst breaking the stigma surrounding employment of women in Kenya, and the coast of Kenya specifically. We began by creating a manual based on how to perform seaweed farming. So eventually the women working on the farms could be independent and we could spread the word about it as well. After that, we worked with about a dozen women to create one seaweed farm in Diani, Kenya, where they grew, harvested, dried, and sold seaweed to various cosmetic and pharmaceutical companies.
Looking back at his project, Abbas was able to share with us why it was all worth it and how he grew throughout the process. To begin with, Abbas and his group looked at the various tasks they needed to do and found out the best way to divide the tasks. And
we also split the responsibilities, like we said before, equally based on our strengths.
Of course, there was a variety of tasks that were going to need to be completed, but by seeing who was a strong communicator or planner within the group, they were able to see
fortunately, our contrasting skills complemented one another.
But of course, there will be challenges along the way. The point of CAS is not to avoid these challenges, but learn how to adapt yourself. In fact, the Brighter Future Led by Nature team recalls
encountering challenges when translating the manual, because Swahili itself doesn't have, there are lots of words which aren't necessarily, there's not a specific word for it in English. So, but this was overcome by using working with peers and family members who are more familiar with the language.
And the team also shared obstacles that every student will face.
We also faced challenges at that time in balancing our schoolwork and our extracurricular activities with the time and the effort needed for this project. So we tackled this challenge by creating a timeline on when different activities should be achieved.
So if we acknowledge that this will be difficult, it's important to spend that time doing things you care about. So start by looking introspectively to see what skills you have and which ones you think you will develop. Ask yourself, what do you want to learn? And maybe like Abbas, you'll notice what skills you are developing along the way.
Communication skills, I wasn't very good with communicating with others. So that's one of the skills I learned in the process as well.
And through the whole process of CAS, your reflections are pivotal. Spending the time thinking about what you've done is the perfect way to pay attention to changes within yourself throughout your experiences. But while CAS is designed for your growth, your CAS collaborative project is not necessarily about you, especially if you are focusing on the strand of service. The seaweed farm was actually inspired by global actions, which the team then localized in Mombasa, Kenya, as Abbas shares.
So the main inspiration came from when I watched a documentary on seaweed farming and how it had been implemented in Indonesia. And recently it had become a high selling commodity in the country.
And by using this knowledge from elsewhere in the world, they saw that they had the ability to do what others in their community could not, and were able to help the people around them. Because
If you want to change something, you need to begin with the region or community that you currently are in.
yes, the perspective of Think Global, Act Local is a phenomenal mantra to lead you through your service experiences, and when taken to heart, can lead to other efforts inspired by yours.
We hope that others would view our seaweed farm in Diani as a pilot project and see its successes.
So remember, your actions as an individual can have great impact on the world around you, while at the same time giving you the ability to learn and grow. Over time, you will begin to feel differently about your efforts, and you will be expected to demonstrate what you have accomplished and how this experience has impacted you. For instance,
We've all always planned to use our skills and knowledge gained from this further education to benefit our initiative.
and we do think it's very exciting to showcase where the students are now, just a year after completing their CAS journey.
Alicia is studying politics, philosophy, and economics at the University of Warwick. And Anush is at Leiden University College studying global challenges in the liberal arts and sciences. I'm studying at Queen Mary University of London, studying computer science.
As you can see, we as individuals will each be able to utilize our past experiences in our own unique way. Each of the students is, of course, focusing on their own future, but for Abbas, doing this project
Maybe appreciate what I had in life and look at how we can all strive to make other people's lives better.
With this inspiring message, we hope that your future CAS projects also help you while you make an impact in the world. And remember, it really is all about taking that first step.
So what we would call a really small step, which was of finding one woman to farm seaweed for her family, became the entire basis of the largest milestones our organization has achieved.
So good luck out there with your future CAS projects, and we cannot wait to see what you achieve as well.